think well-being as a topic is a really popular topic of conversation at the moment, whether that's for early careers people or people later on in their careers. I think we're becoming more confident in using the right language to talk about work-life balance and mental well-being and what that means for different individuals. And I think it is an individual perspective. So what makes one person happy at work might make someone else demotivated or disengaged. It's really about, first of all, having that self-awareness of what does your personal well-being look like for you, whether it's your physical well-being, whether there might be support you need for your mental well-being. And then I think being able to express that to others and tell people and say, hey, this is what helps me be my best self at work is super important. So being honest, vocalizing that with people, your managers, your peers, your wider team as well, means that you can then set some steps out in place to protect your well-being and to make yourself flourish at work. So one thing I really like to do is just make sure that if I've got a day full of meetings, breaking that up with a bit of a coffee chat with my colleagues over lunch, or having enough time to sort of do emails and things, but then also social time with people. I think as well, when we're in an environment of potentially either being in an office, a more manual workspace, or even working from home, these are all different environments to navigate, and your rota, etc., might depend on where you're working. So again, thinking about things like knowing your what makes you, I guess, be your best self at work is important, and hopefully taking some steps. So there's loads of great learning tools out there at the moment. There's videos about well-being. A lot of organizations have their own kind of well-being programs and apps and things. So again, trying to seek out what's there and connect with others to understand how you can protect your well-being.
I've taken a lot of steps to actualize a lot of mental well-being because, again, our mind's always working 24/7, and we wear a lot of hats day to day, whether it's family, friends, work, and also just client base as well. So one thing that I've personally done is I always make sure I prioritize physical activity within my week, whether that's after work or even before work. So I primarily will play basketball twice a week, and I also go to the gym as well, and maybe even use the sauna, for example. All of those things help my body to obviously stay mobile, also stay agile, and again, give me a sense of escapism from the reality that I'm facing with dealing with so many people. We have something where we're partnered up with Bupa, so I've now taken the initiative to get my blood tests and that sorted, so I kind of know that, like, body-wise, if there's even anything I need to worry about, and rest assured there isn't, so which is good. So I'm able to, again, stay functional for my team because the best ability is availability.
You don't let the job become your whole life. So you've got to have that balance of personal life, work life, relationships, and space for you. So you need to make sure you're mindful of all of that. And think about like really simple stuff like sleep. So think about like break your day into like, the days, break it into 3 chunks. You've got a third of your day's work, a third of your day's sleep, and a third of your day is the other stuff you want to do. So what are you going to do to make sure you mentally stay fit, physically stay fit? Create that within your life cycle, like your lifestyle straight away. Don't wait until it's 15, 20 years down the line and go, right, I've done all my work stuff, but I haven't looked after me. I haven't looked after my well-being. So from day one, think about that. Think about making sure you get the sleep. Think about, you got to be there for your employer. But for you to do the best for your employer and do the best in your job, you need to make sure you're fit. So the sleep and the other aspects of your relationships and health and well-being are really important.
We're very supportive if anyone needs help, and we have a lot of things we can offer. And I found that really important. Like, it is hard to say when you're struggling and you're overloaded, but I think you quickly realise there's always someone there who's going to help and kind of pick up the pieces and take a little bit of the stress away so that you can reset and come back kind of feeling better.
Exercise is a big thing for well-being. Even if it's just going for a walk, even if it's half an hour, it's good to talk. That's the thing. Don't bottle things up. You need to talk. It's nice for people at work to know that there's always somebody there to talk to, and I'm always there. And I think the majority of the people at work know I'm there for them. And I've said it doesn't matter what I'm doing. If I'm in the middle of a meeting, I will always get back to him and I say, look, I'll put a time slot in for you. Doesn't matter. I'll always be there for him.
I very much live my life by my stomach. And to be honest, I feel like actually managing what you eat is just so important, and like kicking bad habits. Because I mean, if you forget your lunch and then you end up having like a sausage roll from the canteen and it's like half, it's just old because you couldn't get out on lunch break to get the hot stuff. It's not as like you're not going to be able to run on that. I found that I have to fuel myself properly. You know, I've got to get my sleep in. I've got to make sure that I'm allocating my time in the week perfectly, because sometimes it can really topple onto you if you're not actually keeping on top of what you're doing. That's at least my opinion. It's just been, managing the time is a difficult part to learn when you're 18, because it's like, I'll stay up till 1 a.m, and then I'll wake up at like midday, and then I'll get on with things. But obviously when you're getting into that routine, 5 a.m, and you're doing 8 to 12 hours, then you come home and then, oh wait, hang on, I've got to do my washing, I've got to cook myself some dinner, oh wait, I don't have anything, and I've got to go to Tesco's. It's you kind of just got to manage your life, and it's just stepping into being an adult, really.
It's definitely taught me how to kind of schedule my life a lot better, have a much better routine. So I'll wake up at 5, get ready, have breakfast, get to work for 6, and then obviously work my shift. And then once I've finished my shift, I'll head home, have a bit more food, and I'll head to the gym with my mate. And it just makes it a lot easier having a constant schedule. Whereas like some holidays, especially during school, it's a mess. Like you can go to sleep at whatever time and wake up whenever you want, and it kind of just drains your life away from you because you're just sleeping so much. Whereas when you've got a good routine, you get a lot more out of life, and which I've noticed.
The quality of life is just so much better when you actually, structure and manage things in your life. So, piece of advice to anyone who wants to be an apprentice or is an apprentice: structure your life. It makes your life so much better. Get in a routine, go into the gym, getting some exercise, seeing the sun. Seriously.
Very beneficial.
You hear it from your parents all the time, but you don't listen. But then you actually do, and you're like, hang on a minute, they were right the whole time, and I didn't listen.
Some tips for maintaining a balance, I think, are thinking about where your strengths lie in terms of productivity. So that's a really obvious one for burnout, is when you say yes to lots of things, you're conscientious, you want to do the extra work, you want to be a good employee, but you take on too many things as a result, and then you can't get through them, and the stress eats away at you. So thinking about your time management, being productive, and actually being able to have the conversations where you say, actually, I don't have capacity for this right now, but it's a really important thing and I would like to get to it. Do we have time to push it out to next week instead? It's a really simple way of managing that conversation. You're not saying no to a piece of work, but you're just managing the timeline. And sometimes there is extra time to do it, so why not ask for it?
I mean, I think it's so important to look at your mental health as kind of a reflection on your personal development. If your mental health isn't good, you will burn out and you won't be able to progress in the workplace either. It's a really tight line and a really big balance between the two. So the way that I've done it is I'm obsessed with calendars. I put everything in a calendar. I make sure that everything is planned to the minute pretty much. And that's really helped me manage my time and kind of manage it effectively, because it gives me enough time to work effectively and work efficiently and get everything done. But then it also allows me time for myself and to do things that I'm happy, like make me happy. So spending time with my family, going for walks. I started doing new hobbies when I moved to the new city. So like I've started doing yoga and salsa now, which I never did before. But it allows you to kind of make these new connections, meet new people, and it allows you to kind of recharge your brain. Working in a law firm can be so draining sometimes, and it can be so kind of daunting to go into work every day knowing that you've got this huge to-do list to get done. But it's so important to be able to prioritize both, because if one of them is lacking, your mental health, the other one will also suffer and you will burn out, and that doesn't help anyone. It affects you, it affects the business, affects the clients, and you don't want that. You don't want that for yourself, you don't want that for the business. So I would say being so organized is the most important thing, to be able to kind of balance the two. It's so helpful, and it definitely has helped me in my experience.
The most important thing is actually just making sure that you are building the network with the people in work, because that means you've got a really safe environment to have those conversations about well-being and to have those conversations if anything's stressful at work, but also making sure that you are carving out time externally to maintain relationships and keep up hobbies that you had before work, because if you're not nourished outside of work, you're not going to perform your best in work.